Let me tell you something straight from the heart. The stock market will give you every opportunity in the world to ruin yourself if you don't learn to respect one thing above all others, the size of your position. Every fortune I ever made, and every fortune I ever lost, came down to how much I dared to put at risk at one time. It isn't the tape that cheats you. It isn't the market that conspires against you. It's your own appetite, your hunger for quick profits that drives you into danger. That hunger blinds you, and if left unchecked, it will strip you to your last dollar. When I began as a boy in the bucket shops, I didn't know much about discipline or patience. I simply read the tape. The fluctuations spoke to me, and I had the nerve to back what I saw. Small stakes at first, nickels and dimes compared to the real operators on Wall Street. But I made money because I played light. I never wagered more than I could stand to lose. If the move went against me, I was out, and my purse was still alive. That is the only reason I lived long enough in speculation to even make it to Wall Street. Now, once you step into the great game on the street, the temptation changes. You see pools operating, great men sending prices soaring or crashing, crowds stampeding on rumors, and it all feels like an invitation. You think, if only I take a larger line, I'll be rich by the week's end. That voice in your head is the ruin of 9 out of 10 men. Do not listen to it. The market doesn't care what you need. The market doesn't even know you exist. The only thing you can control is how much of your stake you dare commit to a single play. I recall one panic in particular, stocks breaking violently, crowds shrieking in the boardrooms, ticker tape running late, orders flooding the floor like a tidal wave. Men who had bet too large, men who had margined themselves to the hilt, were cleaned out in an afternoon. They had no chance to adjust, no room to maneuver. They had let their positions grow beyond what their judgment could manage, and judgment is everything in speculation. If your position is too large, your judgment is no longer sound. Fear takes its place. Hope takes its place. You stop reading the market and start praying to it, and markets do not listen to prayers. The number one rule for position sizing is simple. Always keep yourself in a position to come back tomorrow. Never risk so much on one trade that the market can drive you out entirely. If you have 100,000, don't throw 50 on a single line unless you are prepared to lose half your capital on one misstep. Most men cannot. And because they cannot, they panic. They sell at the bottom, they buy at the top, and they curse the ticker for their own foolishness. But the blame lies only in their lack of discipline. I made my greatest fortunes when I learned to scale in lightly and add only as the market confirmed I was right. You hear me? I never built a position all at once. If the market showed me profit, I would add cautiously, deliberately, never more than the market itself was willing to give me. If the move faltered, I was out. Small loss, lesson learned, capital preserved. But if the move grew stronger, if the tape confirmed my judgment, then I could increase my stake, each new purchase financed by the market's own winnings. That way, even in a reversal, I was never ruined. It is pyramiding with sense, not with recklessness. There was a time I forgot this rule. After years of winning, pride whispered in my ear. I believed I could not be wrong. I took lines too large. When the market turned, I could not move. My positions were like iron chains on my ankles. I watched millions slip away, not because the market tricked me, but because I disobeyed my own rule. Position sizing is not just a technical matter. It is the heart of psychology. Too large a stake makes a coward out of you. A man cannot think clearly when he knows one tick against him means ruin. He will beg instead of act. He will hold when he should cut. He will add when he should run. That is the curse of oversizing. Understand this. Markets are never constant. There are booms, when every stock on the tape looks like it can only go up. There are busts, when every rally is but a trap before the next collapse. There are long stretches of dull, meaningless fluctuations that wear a man's patience thin. In each condition, your position size must match the environment. In a roaring boom, it is easy to get reckless, but that is when the seeds of destruction are sown. In a collapse, it is easy to think a quick plunge will make you rich overnight, but the market moves faster than your nerves. Always scale your line to fit the market's character and your own emotional capacity. I have seen men of great intelligence, men who could read the tape as well as I could, wiped out because they bet too large. Their intellect was no match for their emotions once they were overcommitted. And I have seen simple fellows who never read a chart in their life survive long enough to prosper simply because they played light, cut losses quickly, and never risked all on one throw of the dice. That is the difference between lasting in speculation and becoming just another tale whispered in the boardroom. Remember this too, the market has a devilish way of tempting you when you are flush with profit. Suppose you made a fine killing in one campaign, your capital is swelled, your confidence high. That is precisely when you are most vulnerable. You begin to think, I can take larger lines now, I have the skill, I have the feel. That is pride talking, not discipline. I have done it myself, and I have paid the price. The market always humbles the man who grows arrogant. Better to play small and steady, compounding gains little by little, than to grow bold and watch years of winnings disappear in one campaign. There is an old saying on the street, it's not the thinkin' that makes the money, it's the sittin'. True enough. But I add this, it's not the sittin' alone, it's the sittin' with a line you can afford. If your position is so large that you cannot sit comfortably, then you will squirm and fidget and sell too soon. The right size lets you stay with a winning move as long as it takes. The wrong size forces you out before your judgment proves right. The great secret is this. Speculation is not about making the largest profits in the shortest time. It is about surviving. Survive long enough, and the market will offer you rich opportunities. But you will never see them if you are wiped out first. The discipline of position sizing is your lifeline. Guard it with your life. Let me share a small truth from my own experience. I have made fortunes and I have lost them. The losses taught me more than the winnings. Each time I lost, I could trace the cause back to one root. I had taken too large a line. Not that I was wrong about the market's direction. I was often right in the end. But being too heavy, I could not wait for the move to play out. I was forced out by my own burden. Too large a position makes time your enemy. The proper size makes time your ally. So here is the rule as plain as I can put it. Never take so large a position that the market's ordinary fluctuations can drive you out. Always leave yourself room to add when the market confirms you. Always leave yourself capital to fight another day. Do not listen to the crowd urging you to double up, to plunge all in. The crowd is never disciplined. The crowd is always ruled by fear and greed. You must not be. If you can master this, if you can truly obey the law of proper position sizing, you will stand apart from the mass of broken men who shuffle out of the brokerage offices with empty pockets. You will have the strength to endure drawdowns, the clarity to cut losses, and the courage to sit with profits. You will know the rare peace of mind that comes from control, not from chance. And you will last long enough to see the great moves that make a speculator's career. I have lived through booms and busts, through panics that shook the nation, through rallies that made kings out of clerks. I tell you without hesitation, position sizing is the difference between the kings and the clerks. The kings respect the rule, the clerks forget it, and the market never forgives the forgetful. So take heed, young man. Do not let the lure of quick riches trick you into taking lines too large. Build slowly, carefully, always with an eye on survival. The market will always be there tomorrow. Your job is to make sure you are too.